about a year and a half, 2 years, I want to say. That's when they took me there. Um, from there, I finished up elementary, middle school, high school there. Kind of shocked a lot of my family as well, right? Getting deported, and they probably thought I was gonna end up talking English. I mean Spanish, but
How old were you when? So you were like a year and a half
I was a year and a
when
half.
when you got to the States. How old were you when you got deported?
Um, I want to say, I was 23 years old. I was 23 years old, got deported in 2015. 2015. That's when I got here. They deported me through the Tamaulipas area in Laredo.
Okay.
That's where they went and basically said, "You go fucking cross that bridge right there."
Was that area safe? Because I mean, in 2015,
Man.
I think things were kind of hot for certain type of people. You know that.
Yeah, it was.
The cartels.
That's what I was hearing as well too, man. That was as soon as I found out that I was gonna get deported. Well, I knew because I signed. You know, I signed. I honestly got tired of being locked up, man. And I thought my freedom was a lot better than fighting my case in there. I still would have been probably locked up in there to this day. But I signed, went, they left me there. I remember crossing the bridge, and as soon as I got to the other side, they have I'm not exactly sure what they call it, the
Inmigrantes.
La Casa de Inmigrantes.
Yeah.
So they had one of those there, and they were telling me, well, go there, you know, go and I guess registered there. So as well, I mean, my Spanish wasn't very too good, and I went, and I remember waiting in line, and when I got to talk to the guard to give him all of my info, like I remember even him telling me, like,
You're gonna have a hard time.
he was like, I would highly recommend for you not to go outside, stay in here, because and he told me just like that, like, because they will pick you up. And in my head, I was like, well, who is they?
Yeah, you were in Tamaulipas at that time.
And I was like, oh, yeah, and it was crazy, man, because, I mean, we were in the building. I mean, of course, you get tired of being in the room, especially when there's a lot of other people in there, you know?
And you're free.
You got people as well coming, trying to make it to the other side, get caught. So there are the days in the system as well without shower. You got them in the same little room, if you want to say. And yeah, it smells, man. You don't want to be in there all day. So I remember going outside. I went outside to get some air, and I could remember one of the militar from Mexico, you know, facing towards the house, and literally right behind him, I can see. I remember it being like a black F-150, F-250, I want to say, and literally they looked like civilians to me, man. Now I realize what they were.
Yeah.
You know, but like the distance of them, it was amazing, bro, and not even the military. Yeah, it is like not even the military wanted to turn around, and that's basically cuando me pegó todo, and I was like, shit, like I realized, damn, that's how hot it is here.
That's a heavy realization,
You know, and it's like shit. So I followed them strict rules with that cop told me, and I stayed there. I stayed there till my family came.
It being your first day, did you think like this is how my life is gonna be from here on out?
Honestly, shit. I mean, there wasn't no saying how it was gonna turn out, but I did mentally, you know, like ready myself for the worst, man. Just seeing that in the first fucking 20 minutes of being deported, I said, and this is just at the border. And I still gotta go more into Mexico. Just how much crazier does it get, you know? That's what came to my thought, you know. And yeah, it was hectic, man, because I got deported. I want to say at 3 p.m. About 3 in the afternoon. My family didn't go and get me. I remember the last guard leaving from the Casa of Inmigrante telling me, hey man, we're closed for the night. What is your family coming? And that was like at 11:30, 12 at night. and he would just like stay right here on the bridge. That made me thought they don't go nowhere. They're right there. They keep an eye on you. So that's what the fuck I did. I waited there. I could remember calling my family at least like 50 times. Where the fuck y'all at? Where the fuck y'all at? Where the fuck y'all at? And then,
Right down the street.
and
All
then
up.
finally they're like, I'm on the bridge. I'm on the bridge. Still took like half an hour to cross it, and it's still like, man, where y'all at? Where y'all at? It's a scary thought, man. It's a damn scary thought. But from that, I mean, apart from that scary night, I mean, after 3 years, man, after 3 years of going through the process of fighting, it felt good to eat some street tacos, especially here.
So you were fighting for 3 years and
Yeah, I was fighting to not get deported, man, fighting to stay with my family, you know. Um, but it has been hectic from the start.
so 2015, and you actually had some. Well, did you have family at the border or?
Not at the actual border. I didn't. I had people who went and picked me up.
At the border.
Yeah, they went and picked me up at the border, and at least so I get I don't know, maybe so I could feel a bit comfortable. You know what I mean? So they went and met me there. But from there, I basically I spent what was it about 3 nights with my family, and from there my dad went to go pick me up. I remember that. We bought a ticket for my dad to go get me all the way in Laredo. So he gets there, and I remember going all the way back home to Mexico City with him. And was that about a 14-hour drive? Straight
Yeah.
on bus. I'll tell you what. One thing though, the scenery is amazing, man. That's one thing I will never forget too. The scenery just going back. It's beautiful. You know what I mean? You don't see a lot of that, especially in Texas where I'm from.
Yeah.
You know. So I thought that was very beautiful. But yeah. So I went back to Mexico City with him. Let's see. I got here, and well, I've always done construction my whole life. Back in Texas, from framing to painting to roofing, a little bit of everything.
Is that what you were trying to look for when you got to Mexico?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's something that I already know.
Yeah.
So why not go for something that you already know to try to make, to try to make for the food and all, and I did. When I got here, actually, that was my first job.
Did
My
any
first job here.
did you like your dad picked you up? Did he ask you like what do you think about doing here? Like,
Nah, it wasn't more like that. Mentally, I think me being where I was at and coming here, I mean, I've heard a lot of stories about Mexico and what people got to do to survive,
yeah.
And honestly, I came here thinking, well, shit, I'm gonna have to do some shit too. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, but I'm gonna have to do
Like you
it.
said,
So mentally, I had already set my mind.
You were like you said earlier, you were basically expecting the worst. Like,
Yeah, expecting the worst. Hey man, you might, I've never fucking had to pile up fucking cow shit, horse shit, but hey, if that was what was gonna get the bills paid and shit, hey, that's what I was gonna have to do.
what kind of
You know?
place did you expect to get?
Man.
The same thing that you were into. Considering the ways that you had in construction, because construction pays you, it's a
In the States, it's paid decent. It's paid
decent
good.
life. Yeah, it gives you
Yeah.
a decent life.
Yeah, it's paid good. Here when I came, to be honest,
It's been super nice. We got the bed jobs.
uh,
No, I mean over there. In the
over
States.
there, yeah, over there, yeah.
Oh, over here, I know you ain't getting shit.
Here you ain't getting none. I went from making a good living over there to coming here, and I want to say making in 1 month about a third of what I would make over there in 1 week here. If that, maybe like half.
Which is,
Which is-
yeah, how much?
Here, I was making what was 1,200 pesos
Okay,
at the week,
a week.
which is in dollars. I want to say what about $50.
Dang, you were getting done dirty.
About 50, and that's for construction.
You were getting done dirty.
Yeah, and that was for being a chalan,
A help,
for
yeah.
being a helper.
So you were still, even with all the recognition that you had, they were still like,
Even at that, I started off at the chalan. I was given an opportunity to build a pillar for a foundation of a restaurant, right?
Mhm.
So it's a solid wall, and they had got 3 maestros, well, 3 helpers, 3 chalanes, and the one to do the best one, in the least amount of time, was the one that we were gonna get the promotion. So I got the goddamn promotion, but I went from making 1,200 pesos to making 2,200. So it was only 1,000 pesos more, which is what, $100.
and in actually, in reality, in some places, 2,200.
It's not bad here.
Yeah, it's
Here, it's not bad, but
But
even
you-
at that,
you
I mean,
having that mentality from
yeah,
over there,
from
you're
the
like,
construction, like, I don't mind busting my ass, but if I'm gonna get a week's pay and over there I'll get that in, basically a month's pay and over there we'll make that in a week,
I think
a
that
uno
mentality-
sí le da hueva, like, I'm not gonna be busting my ass,
I
yeah,
think that mentality goes hand in hand with that.
you know?
Don't spend dollars because you're not making dollars.
Exactly.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and I had to struggle with that and I mean, I can honestly say that, yeah, I mean, I think I still struggle with that. You know, I still struggle with that to this day, because I mean, who doesn't walk by a fucking Nike store and see a pair of shoes and be like, damn, I want them home. And then you go and see the price and it's like, well, god damn it, that's a whole week's work.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the same.
Yeah, it's not.
But you still bust your ass to get them pairs of shoes. You
I
know?
can't do that.
And we still, well, at least I still struggle. Oh yeah, big boy. Yeah, you paying double. You paying double what I pay. But, you know, I'm saying, I mean,
So- How long did you work construction here before? Well, how did you find out about Teletech? And how long was that transition?
let's see, I worked man, I wanna say I worked construction like 2 months before I said, fuck this. The thing's just not working.
When you started, how long was it that you got the promotion?
It was within the month. Within the month.
So you worked a month, you got a promotion, and then the
I got
next
a
month, you were
promotion,
like,
and the
"Fuck,
next
you
month I said, fuck that. Yeah. It's because I got family, you know, I got family back in the States as well, and I mean, they were taking care of me for a while, you know what I mean? So I mean, I never really had to worry about the money issue, but at the same time, I've always been one who's always liked to earn my own money,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
you know, I had to do what I had to do. You know, I was there about 2 months, and then that's when I left. I left and said, well, let's see if anything else comes up. Had a few family problems, man, which basically threw me in the direction of Mexico City. I want to say I went to Mexico City in, I want to say about 2016. About 2016.
So, not to interrupt, but like pointing out, when you got to Mexico City, your dad picked you up, right, from up north? And obviously that's your pops and shit.
Mhm.
But like, did the rest of your family accept you when you got to Mexico City and you met everybody?
Yeah, honestly,
Or were you like, oh, that's the way the gringo?
well, of
you know,
course, right?
you know something wrong with him, you got deported.
You got, well, yeah, I mean, like the misfit, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the black sheep.
The black sheep.
Yeah, I would say family looked at me like that. I mean, of course, they're not one to like say it themselves, but I mean, coming from
Their actions.
from where we come, I mean, we look at people's actions, emotions, you know what I mean, to read one. So, I for one certainly felt that, you know, read that off of that. But at the same time, I mean, yeah, I mean, they did show me love. They let me into the home, you know. But I did always feel like if they were like, oh, yeah, you know, but we're just gonna watch him. We're just gonna keep an eye on that one right there. You
Be
know?
wary.
Yeah. But I mean, for the most part, I mean, yeah, they did always let me in, you know, open arms. Never had any altercations like that with none of my family. You know, they all accepted. They did all accept me. I mean, to this day, I still get that look like, yeah, this fucking Pocho. You know what I mean? But it's like, hey man, I'm learning. I'm learning.
Yeah.
I'm
You
learning.
sound way better than when I first met you.
I'm telling you. You know what I mean? But yeah, apart from that, from there, 2016, I came to Mexico City, and then it wasn't until what about September, right? When and to be honest, I don't even know how it was that I came about this tentative job. I think I might have seen it in the Facebook or something. And I remember going for the interview, and that was when I met I met Petey.
Mm-hmm.
I met Petey.
Shout out, Petey.
Shout out Petey. I met him, and I remember we were both having a fucking interview at the same time, and I remember having my San Antonio Spurs shirt on, and he was like, the tone, Spurs fan. I was like, yeah. And then from there we just clicked. From there we just started chopping it up, man. And we both went in the interview. We both ended up getting hired. Yeah, it was a funny story right there, man, because it was like, you know, of course, you know, they drug test you and all, right? Supposedly. Right, so it was
What's that?
yeah.
Yeah.
They're supposed to drug test you.
I had to drop.
It was supposed
And I was there in 2013.
Well, see, funny thing, me and him were both there.
I mean, I wasn't worried about it, but
Like, how me and him were the last two to get interviewed, I guess that the one interviewing us was in a rush. Because he was like, y'all wouldn't mind if I do both of y'all's interviews at the same time. Me and Petey were like, nah, man, go ahead. So when he grabbed us in the office, I think Petey knew the cat. And it turns out he's talking to us, and then he tells us, like, all right, man, and, you know, I had to pee the cup. Come on, dirty. And Petey's like, oh, I'm gonna come out dirty as fuck. So I was like, me too. Me too. And they're like, well, what y'all do? And Petey, I think, was just like, oh, just weed. Me too, man. All I did was smoke. I just smoke weed. And just like that, just like we were straightforward doing, they're like, all right, man, there's no need for the drug test. Y'all can start, you know, y'all come in this day, boom, boom, boom. We're like, shit, yeah.
Oh, that's. I had to drop.
And I remember. Yeah,
Thank you.
like
Oh my.
So I thought
It's a
I
gift
thought
for
that
the
was
purse.
cool. You know, I thought that was fucking cool. I was like, well, shit, I got me a job, but I'm pissed. You know, so I got hired, started working in what was it, like late 2016. I was there for about 7 months.
So was it different getting like, you know, because I mean for you it was kind of like a pay cut. You know, I mean you were making
Well,
2,200
yeah,
a week, which was like 4,000 a quincena, versus 3,500. I mean it was kind of the same. So
It was the same because I was getting paid at the month the 800. The only difference is I got benefits.
so on top, so you got paid the same.
when they give us badge money,
And they gave us badge money to eat. They're on the job. I mean, shit. I mean, just with the benefits alone, I was taking ganancia. And then with the food money, it wasn't much, but shit, I could eat at least 2 or 3 days
Shit.
a week.
Yeah.
I was fucking blowing my shit in
No.
one day.
Cause I know I couldn't pay for something every fucking week, and I could only just use it. I remember like 2 or 3 times.
I think there was in my time it was 150 pesos.
It was something like that too, like 150 pesos. But the
I don't remember how much it was.
but
For
the
me, it was
dishes
just
were
munchie
like.
money.
Yeah.
It's like munchie. I'm gonna get some chips.
I remember.
But if you wanted to buy the actual meal, like it was
It was
like
like
No, but like I remember
70 pesos.
I remember I would go to the sofia, to the sandwich lady.
yeah.
I'll buy a drink. As soon as that shit hit, I remember I'd go buy a sandwich and a drink, cause that was a full meal for me, cause I wasn't eating like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I was, but like when I started drinking, trying to keep the prison body and shit.
Ooh.
But then like once I started drinking, it was like,
You look way different from when I first met you, bro.
I
Oh,
man,
man, I
this
think
is
we all do, man.
Mexico wealthy, bro.
Mexico, hey.
Welcome to
Tacos,
Wealthy.
tacos
Imagine
stand at every
tacos.
corner.
Welcome to Mexico.
Tacos.
Is that a dog?
So,
Yeah, okay,
how-
give it to me. Yeah, give it to me.
Pastor Alemán.
Pastor Alemán.
Hey, I'm pretty sure we eating a couple dogs.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. This is a good fucking dog, though, if you ask me.
Hey man, right here you don't want to ask.
You don't know.
You know, no. And if you do ask what kind of dog. Just what kind of. I just want to know what kind of dog.
Hey man, we're just kind of playing, you know, but
No, we're not.
it's never, I've never proven it, so hey, it's just a
I remember at Sierra England, bro. I made a not Bob, but the other white dude, the fucking
Trevor? No, what was his name?
Travis.
Travis.
Eso. I remember.
The short one, right? El Chaparito. He was short bald. Well, he had
The
hair,
younger
but it
one.
was coming out.
The younger one.
The quiet one. He always came with this sonrisa.
Yeah. I made him believe that some of the tacos were dog. Because I would tell him like, hey man, go try these tacos. And, you know, like right there around Plaza de las Americas and shit.
Yeah.
Because we had been there for a while.
Yeah.
And then when he started coming down, it was right before we switched offices over there to Cinco de Febrero. But like I was telling him, like, I was like, hey man, like look, you go right here, you go to the right, and you go down the street, bro. Están tacos los Tucson. Los Tucson. But I was like, tacos Tucson. I was like, right there. Los tacos son chimones, or you know, like go try these, da 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 da.
They got Labrador.
I was like, but like, watch out over here. I was like, cause they're dog meat. Huh? Yeah, bro. He's like, are you for real? I was like, yeah, man. But hey, they're good, bro. They're tacos on the budget, bro. You gotta get them in. So he believed it. And then he went to Bob. He's like,
Hey,
man,
Bob, we're gonna try this dog.
hey man, I gotta tell me about these tacos. The dog. Have you tried them? I was like, man, I'm joking, man. I mean, I don't know what they are, but
It might be cat.
So, how long did you work at Teletech for?
I worked at Teletech for 7 months. 7 months before I got a better paying job. That's when I went to,
That's when we all met, right?
yeah, that's when we all met.
That's when we basically all met. And then we made our journey over here.
Yes, sir. And then here I got stuck in logistics. Man.
So how did the people in construction take you with your accent?
Oh man, fuck that, man. Well, you know, like,
I'm curious to know that because he's right. Your Spanish has gotten like
of course
way
you're gonna
better.
better.
So like I'm thinking like, man, how did he deal with albañiles?
Well, for one, shit, when they would tell me, hey man, get this, and they would tell me the tool by the, at first it wasn't the name I was, yeah, I mean, you work with, even back in the States, I mean, I had a lot of Spanish-speaking, employees who I worked with, but even them, I mean, they would call the tool as something different.
oh yeah, it's cause over there we get used to like Spanish mocho,
Yes,
and
like
Spanglish.
Tex-Mex, as we like to say it, where I'm from. But yeah, it's like, when we get here, motherfucker telling me to pass this, and I'm looking at him like an idiot, like, what the fuck are you talking about? So he points to it, and they're like, motherfucker, that's not a cuchara. you know, and it's like, nah, and I had to get used to that. So yeah, when I got here, I mean, of course, and I would hear it, I mean, I wasn't stupid, but I guess how they thought that I didn't know much Spanish, or at least know how to talk it, they probably thought that I didn't understand it. So I would hear, little comments here and there, man. I never said much. Until one day I did snap. I snapped on one of the workers, man. You know what I mean? But, I mean, at the same time, I mean, everybody gets paid the same wage. I mean, as far as if you're a chalan or if you're a fucking maestro. And
But I can understand though, because it does get frustrating when like, even like, my Spanish was like way better than yours since I got here. I mean, it's gotten better since I've been here, but like my Spanish wasn't as bad. But like I still had people like telling me like, pinche Pocho, que la chingada. mean? Like, or like I had like, what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, you still got that 0 to 100, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
Like,
still
what?
there. It's still there.
You know, like, and motherfuckers like, oh, no. You know, calm down, you know, like, no, fuck you, ¿qué dijiste? ¿Qué pedo? No. Like, I remember, at this VI, bro, right there in the rancho. I want 0 to 100, fool, Lalo's the one that calmed me down. Like, hey, bro, you gonna get us fucked up. I was like, we ain't fucked up, I'm gonna fuck these niggas up. And there was over some comments like that, like, they heard me talking and shit to him, but like, they saw me and then it was just all bad, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For me, actually, I didn't hear those comments until I actually got to Mexico City.
In Mexico City?
Yeah.
But, I mean, it just depends though, like,
It's just
cause remember I was like in Toluca, in the small rancho,
Yeah.
son como 3 pueblos, güey, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then like right there where my family is at, is like an outer part. So like, you only like really go into the stores like in Casas Aras, bro, cuando están todas las casas en el fraccionamiento.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the little stores, bro, so if anything, they know you. Yeah, they seen you, you know what I mean? So they don't really say nothing, or they seen the kids, my cousin and shit, so they didn't say shit. So, but like if I sit on the main street where all my family's at, en las tiendas ahí, todos son parientes, güey. So like at the most, whenever anybody said anything to me, it's como, ¿tú quién eres? Like, at first I was like, what? But they were asking like, whose kid I was, de quién era.
Yeah.
So one said like, my tío introduced me around and like, oh, es el hijo de Julián, you know, my brother, and this and that, and they're like, el primero, the older one, yeah. But they had already known from a while back that I had gone to the States. But they're like, oh, when he got back, yeah. They're like, oh yeah, he grew up.
Yeah, you grew up.
You know, so like it kind of, you know, but like when you go to the other parts, the pueblo, the rancho and shit, where they don't know you, and shit like that, like you get scared, you get stares, and
Yeah.
when they hear you talking and shit, you don't sound like how they talk, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you get comments and like little situations arise where motherfuckers test you, or they think you're not gonna say nothing, you know what I mean?
So did you guys had a hard time like getting your legal documents here? Or did you guys already have them to start with? Like, because here like you got your CUR, and then you have your Seguro Social.
I did everything in one day.
Yeah, me too.
I did everything in one day. Like I came full, my birth certificate raggedy as fuck. Raggedy as fuck. But like we went, my tia took me. And went with my cousins and shit. But like we hit all the stops. Así como una escalera, bro. And we got everything done in one day. I think the only thing that I had done before I went with her to do that was my email.
I had to go to different offices myself.
Yeah.
And because it was like my first time, I had to wait like 2 weeks to get it. Here's my email.
Yeah.
But it was también chinga.
Pero el pinche trámite era así. Yeah, because I as well had to go to 2 different offices, but I did everything in one day. I did it on the same day.
I have to go to different offices, different days. Me myself.
I
Because
know.
I didn't have my birth certificate. I didn't have no birth certificate.
What probably could have helped me, but nah, I don't think so, because he did his the same way. I mean, I was gonna say, like, I don't know, it's because I've always had family también in the IMSS.
Yeah.
All of my deals and everybody worked for them. They're actually the ones who helped me to get all that shit out. Yeah, they were actually doing it for me.
I actually had
I
to
was
go
just
to the
with
IMSS.
them.
Oh, you probably had it easier than me, but I did everything in one day.
I actually had to go to the IMSS to get my social security number. Mi número de seguro social. Which,
No, I had to go to the actual building. Okay, so it's over by, on the south side of Maya, over there in the estado de Toluca and all that shit.
yeah.
There's that right there, we went there. And I remember that shit, cause then we went to go eat these fucking bomb ass tortas.